Losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we
Ladies and gentlemen, we are from behind the curtain. Ready to go. Tony, after a nice night of arguing with Josh, how you feeling, bro?
Well, losing's what got us here, man.
No doubt about that.
You know,
That joint got
um,
us here, man. Taking the L to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and hey, look at them. Look at them. I don't know if they did that through AI or what, but they definitely chewed us up and spit us out tonight.
yeah, man. I this was before the game too, but I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta clip this one. As you can
But that
see,
was before the game.
yeah, it was before the game. It was a premonition. You know what I mean? He. But I had to clip it. I had to comment. I gave him his credit. This, the picture is fire. But I said it was gonna look dumb after the loss. Welcome to the losers lounge. So I mean, welcome to the losers lounge, but it's our losers lounge.
The New York Knicks Losers Lounge. New York Knicks Losers Lounge. I mean, ah, we're gonna be here from time to time. What? Just what is your thoughts about Minnesota though?
I
That
underestimated them. I didn't respect them as the best team in the West,
mm,
and they beat us, and they put a little bit more distance on that. So, kudos to them, man. They've been playing very well. Um, they won this. They got this win despite losing McDaniels. You know what I mean? Carl Anthony Towns played well.
mm,
Um, Anthony Edwards, after a horrible first half where I didn't put those comments in, but I had some comments from early in the game where it wasn't a lot of respect put on Anthony Edwards' name based off that first half performance. But he came back and dominated in that third quarter, along with Rudy Gobert dominated that third quarter and took it from us. I give them their props.
yeah. Do you think Minnesota is really will maintain one of these top spots in the Western Conference?
Not number one, but I think similar to us, they've had time to grow and time to mature slowly and slowly. You know what I mean? Recently added a big piece last year. You know what I mean? Now this is year two, right? With Gobert? Not
This is
year
year
three, this
two
year
with
two.
Gobert.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I think the maturation will continue, just like I believe with us. I really feel like even though they beat our ass tonight, let's keep it real. Um, I really think that we're a very similar built team, a very
Mhm.
similar team in general. Um, one of the things that they have that we don't is a little bit more length, a little bit more size at each position.
Right.
But other than that, I feel like we are very similar teams.
Right. Yeah, we are. Definitely similar teams. Uh, I can't wait to see how the Knicks respond the next time they play them. I don't know when that is, but how they respond the next time they play them, what kind of adjustments they make, or is Minnesota going to be a team that the Knicks, really do struggle with, even though they only played them twice? A team that they struggle with. You know, I think the next time we'll play them, it'll be at home in the Garden. I think we can't discount the fact that the Knicks played, on their fifth road game, right? So I don't think you can discount that.
And Timberwolves are on their first game home after a successful road trip.
Mm, right.
So, or I don't know if I mean I'm assuming it was successful because of their record, but first game home
from,
after like a 3-game road trip. So
from a road trip. Right. Yeah. So, JR said, no need to overreact. We had a bad game on the last stop of the road trip. I feel a big game coming from RJ on Friday. Right. You agree with that?
I think we're gonna need it. I think RJ typically has played well against the Heat in his career,
Mm-hmm.
and giving him some rest and some practice in between the next game. We got a couple days. I think he'll be better than he was the past 2 games.
Right.
And I don't know if he'll get back to that 24 points a game, but I think overall his game will be better on Friday for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Raul said the Knicks looked like a team that was on their 5th road game. Let me ask you this. Do you have any concerns about the Knicks? All right, in this stretch, they lost to Boston. They lost to Minnesota. Right. So, the top teams during this stretch, and the Knicks got blown out by both of them, right? So during this 5-game stretch, they played the top team in the East and the top team in the West. They got blown out by both. Does that concern you at all?
No, and I mean, all right, yes, it does concern me. It concerns me because these are 2 of the teams out of maybe 4 or 5 in the league that have that extended length and size that I feel like matching up wise we don't have, which means we're really gonna have to hit our threes against a team like Boston and a team like Minnesota, a team like Denver that have that size. So that does concern me, but just to like we played Boston twice. We played them very well the first game. I think we played them well to a certain extent of the game in the second game, and obviously tonight we played them well in the first half. Even though we didn't play well, we were only down 2. So I feel like there's things that we can figure out if we don't eventually or somehow add some length to this team. So you know what I mean? Like it was a blowout. This game was worse than the second Boston game. I'll say that. The second Boston game was closer than the final score. Tonight, I won't make that argument.
Yeah. At least well, in the first half it was. The second half, that's where the issues came in.
Particularly the third quarter as well, because they you know what I mean. Them starters didn't really play in the fourth. That you know what I mean that much.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if I'm concerned yet. About them not being able to win against the top team in the East, the top team in the West. But I think it is something to watch, right? Because there's a lot of at least Knicks fans that think this team. I mean, you heard when the Knicks were winning in the midst of this 3-game run. Who was it? Nick from Jersey called up and was like, "Yo, this
championship
this team winning
contender,
right? They're a contender." And of course, one loss doesn't mean that you're not. But when you're playing against the best team in the East, the best team in the West, I don't know if Boston was the best team in the West in the East at the time, right? But they were at least top 2. We know that. When you're playing against these teams, the Knicks did it in the first game. Second game, they got blown out. I think you want to have better showings. You know what I'm saying? So that you can prove to yourself and prove to them, prove to the league that you can compete. And I think you do look at it as a stepping stone or a measurement of your progress. Let me say that, not a stepping stone, a measurement of your progress.
I think a win would help more than a loss hurts, though.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean? And I feel like, we need a statement win. I don't know
Yeah,
if we've had that yet.
I
You
don't.
know what I mean? You could have it would have been the Clippers based off of expectation, but the fact that they hadn't won well, that was the first game with Harden, but the fact that they continue to lose, I think
Mhm.
that soured or dampered the, you know what I mean, that being our statement win. And other than that game, I don't know if we could say we had one, right?
Right,
So we still haven't had our statement win. We'll have more opportunities for them, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a Boston or a Milwaukee. Like, I mean, a Minnesota. It could be a Milwaukee. It could be I mean, this Heat game coming up, to me, that's very important. You know what I mean? Even
mm,
though it's the regular season, even though we beat them in the regular season last year, um, I think it's still important to come out and make this statement early. Or just a day ago, I think we were the 4 and 5 seed. You know what I mean? Projected as the schedule, as the standings stood.
right,
So, you know what I mean? There's a potential. Not only do we see them again, we see them in the first round.
yeah, okay. Maurice said the offense still looks like trash. Tibbs run this pick and roll offense, yet they never hit the open roll man. We just had a big discussion about the Knicks offense, Quentin Grimes and all of that. What's just, you know, through all the argument, I don't even know if I even just straight up got your take on the Knicks offense and, what you see from it, how you feel about.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the offense for the simple fact that we all acknowledge the improvement and the wrinkles. To me, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna go too high or too low based off of this particular game because we didn't hit shots. Um, but I mean, I think the offense is fine and still steadily improving. We had a hiccup tonight.
Yeah, they came into the game, uh, the number 10th offense in the league as far as offensive rating is concerned. So you're gonna have some off nights. Hopefully it was just an off night. Jimmy said an off shooting night, these games happen. I mean, was it just an off shooting night, or are they really struggling with some of these top defenses?
And that's what I was gonna say. You got to give credit to Minnesota's defense. One of the reasons why I think they are similar to us because of their style of defense, their physicality. So, yeah, I can't take anything away from Minnesota's defense tonight. I think, and their ranking was what, fourth, third, or fourth in the league defense
Defense,
rating.
third,
Yeah,
third.
third. You know what I mean? So, gotta give credit where credit is due. Um, and yeah, we've been shooting the ball well. We did not tonight, and some of that was the defense, but we missed a lot of open shots tonight too.
Yeah,
In particularly in the first half, where we were still down only two. So
right.
had we blew that first half open by making our threes, our open threes, maybe
Mhm.
that would have been the cushion that we've been relying on the past three games when we were winning.
Right. Keith Turner said, "No, this isn't fine." Talking about the offense. Um, I mean, so I'm gonna take it that Keith isn't just chopping it up to an off shooting night. That you know, there's, excuse me, that there's way more going on with the Knicks offense than just bad shooting. But so then, Keith, how do you explain them being having the 10th best offensive rating in the league coming into this game? Last year they were fifth in offensive rating. How do you explain that? You know what I mean? Because I mean, those are those are the numbers as well. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I think the Knicks offense is fine, and I think it's growing. You know what I mean? You're gonna have bad nights. You're gonna have nights where you play tough teams like this. I still think the Knicks have got to figure out how to score against tough teams. Right? I don't think they've figured that one out yet. And it's not easy to score against tough teams. That's why they're tough teams, and that's why what I think they were giving up 102 points per game. Right? Played terrible basketball, partly due to the Wolves' defense. Let's see if they can bounce back against Miami. Put it like that. See if they bounce back against Miami. Yeah, Minnesota fans don't like Jalen Brunson. The Brunson is really annoying. He plays like a bitch.
Ouch.
Really? Why? Because he's tough? Because he's hard to stop? What kind of trash is that? That's garbage. Minnesota Rondo said, I don't have a problem with Brunson. Well, Minnesota Lightning did, or McQueen 95 did. Like, yeah, that's hate. That's mad hate. Like, I'm giving mad love to Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? To their team, whatever, and like that. And then this other dude, bite Mike, whatever. Someone needs to end that little boy Brunson.
First of all, I don't like that tone of boy. You know what I mean? I don't know I don't know what nationality you are, but you know what I mean? It sounds like some racial undertones in there. That's first off. And end. I don't know what the slang is out there in Minnesota, but you say you want to end somebody in New York, it won't end well.
Said, I'm gonna end you. What are you talking about? People take this outside of basketball too much. That's crazy. Gonna end you? Shh. I don't know, man. It's crazy. That's craziness, but that's fans for you. That's fans. That's fans.
And shout out to Minnesota Rondo for joining.
You're dragging it. So, all right, Minnesota Rondo. Right? Did Rondo ever play for Minnesota? I guess maybe he did. But
or maybe his name is Rondo.
Maybe. I mean, he got Rajon Rondo on his thing. I mean, is that he says someone needs to end that little boy Brunson. What does that mean to you, Minnesota Rondo? What does that mean to you? That's what I want to know. Sports. A dad in sports said we didn't match up well. T-Wolves are too tall for the Knicks. How much do you how much are you putting into, like, the Knicks didn't shoot the ball well? How much do you think it was a result of the Timberwolves and their length?
I without discrediting the Timberwolves at all, I feel like that's my biggest concern with the Knicks as a team, like the structure of the Knicks as a team. We're small at every position except the 5. We don't have a true backup 4. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have a true backup 3 in a sense. So I am concerned, and I do think the Timberwolves, that was a part of their success for us. I mean, against us, and these are my concerns with certain other teams as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think, it definitely played a part, you know what I'm saying? In the Knicks shooting woes tonight. I think yeah, like I said earlier, the Knicks got to figure out how to score against these defensive teams, how to score against longer teams. That's going to be all season long. That's going to be an issue all season long. You know what I mean, and the Knicks got to figure out to deal with them. I don't know. Um, I don't know if I want to get back into this conversation, but I'll get back into the conversation, I guess. But there's a
Which
lot
one?
of fans too, Quentin Grimes. There's a lot of these comments were about Quentin Grimes.
Hold on, before we move to the next comment, Minnesota Rondo, he trying to stir up the chat right now.
Oh boy, what'd he say?
Here we go.
Hold on. He said, "What? Why y'all tripping? Why
Why
y'all
I
boy
trade
top?
my boy Toppin?
I know
And I
what
know
dog.
what
No, I don't know.
he,
But I mean, what was I? I forgot what I was about to say now. Oh, Quentin Grimes. I don't know. Do we even want to get into the conversation again this time without
I,
Josh?
I don't think we have to go in depth. I mean, but I mean these are Nick fan reactions, not from the MBK chat. You know what I mean? This the Bleacher
Yeah,
Report chat. So
it's
I mean, let's
report.
see what they say. Let's see how they feel.
So Crispy Takes, he said, y'all saw it tonight, or you saw it tonight. Grimes will always be a deer in the headlights to players like Ant. Dante DiVincenzo isn't afraid and has intangibles. You agree with that?
Yes. I would just say yes.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's still being starstruck a little bit against guys like that. You know what I'm saying? He's not I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think he's starstruck though, because to his credit, this has been his role for a year plus.
That's true. Right. I don't know what it is. This I think it's confidence though. I do think it's confidence. You know what I'm saying? He definitely he lacks that, and I don't think his game is going to grow until he becomes more confident. It's kind of like that Frank Ntilikina thing. You know what I'm saying? He needs the confidence, and I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I do think we're seeing it. I also think the coaching staff is seeing it. They're probably working with him, and like you said earlier, they're afraid. They don't want to. They don't want to damage his confidence. They don't want to just take him straight out of, just kill his confidence. So they're trying to give him the chance to redeem himself.
And
Mark.
I wouldn't even say redeem himself is because
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not like he's been detrimental. They
right.
just we need more. I won't even, you know what I mean. We need more from him.
Need more.
More aggressive.
Right. Julius Caesar said he just isn't it. He's a great competitor, but just not that good. Mark MW112 said Grimes is not a starter. The Tibbs love affair with him has to end. 3 other players much more deserving of that spot.
Mm,
Oh,
mm,
I guess he's talking about Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickly, Dante DiVincenzo.
mm. I would have definitively said two, but like I said to Josh earlier, we had that discussion about Hart as well when he upon his arrival
Yeah.
last year. So, but
Yeah,
that's
I don't know,
it's,
man. I feel, I really wanted Grimes to step up this year. And he still
do you
has time.
I'm flipping on you. Do you agree with that statement?
That he's not a starter?
No, that we have 3 players much more deserving of the spot.
Yes, I
Mm,
do. And those 3 guys, Dante
mm.
DiVincenzo, Emmanuel Quickly, and Josh Hart. Now, Josh Hart, I don't think his style of play fits it as much. You know what I'm saying?
The funny thing is, and again, Josh and anyone else, this is not an advocation. This is just a observation. I feel like if it was the three Nova boys, that would fit better as opposed to just Hart in the starting lineup replacing Grimes. So, like, again, if RJ was going to the second unit, I think that cohesion would fit better than just Josh Hart being inserted into the starting lineup with RJ.
Yeah. Flyboy said, I'm sorry, but Grimes can't break down the defense. When does he dribble and break his defender down? It's sad. He doesn't, and he's not going to. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to do that. He doesn't have that in his game. You know, people talk about how in high school he played point guard and this and that. That's just because he was the best ball handler on his team. That doesn't mean you can do it at the higher levels. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you can do it at higher levels. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know where the Knicks go with Quentin Grimes. If you're Tom Thibodeau, what do you do? Are you going to ride it out for a little while? Or are you going to, I'm assuming that he's going to look at all of the lineups and say, here's what lineups work. And if he feels that Quentin Grimes in that starting lineup works for the entire team, then he'll stick with it. Right? I don't know. Well, if you're Tom Thibodeau, what are you doing, Tony?
I'll say this. Typically, he hasn't made any moves until after 20 games. So
Right.
I don't think anything is imminent until at least a 20 game mark.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, what I think we may see in between time is fluctuation in minutes. You know what I mean? A fluctuation in, like, maybe the starting thing doesn't change, but maybe the rotation changes in the fact of what time DiVincenzo comes in, how fast DiVincenzo comes in.
Right.
And then obviously what happens at the end of games and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Keith Turner wanted to let him go, huh?
Yeah, I'm packaging Grimes on the first thing smoking. He ain't that bad. He
But
ain't that bad. Oh.
Here's what I'll say though. I don't think, I mean, I'm not speaking for Keith Turner, but packaging him may be the best solution, as opposed to maybe potentially damaging his confidence. Especially if confidence is already the issue. You know what I mean? I think even I think he still has value now. I don't think he's devalued. So I think other teams know what, you know what I mean, what he's good at, what he's capable of, and may even see more in him. I still see more in him. I just don't know how soon it'll be available, how soon it'll mature. It takes time. This year too.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's year 2?
3.
3. I think this is the 3rd year, right?
Yeah.
3rd year. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, from what I'm seeing right now, I feel like he's gonna end up being a 3-and-D guy. But Minnesota, Rondo said Grimes about to get that situational tag. I don't think he's dropping that far. Who's taking his spot? Deuce? I don't think he ain't dropping that far. I don't think so. That'd be crazy. You know, and Grill said Dante didn't distinguish himself tonight. Ride it 10 more games. Yeah, okay. I can see that. I can see that. Changing the subjects just a little bit. Adam said, on the whole, a successful road trip. However, I like them better without RJ. I'm all for trading him, not impressed. I can't agree with this dude. I mean, if you look back a few games when RJ was out, you could see how much the Knicks missed RJ.
Couldn't win without him.
Yeah, you could see how much they missed RJ. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking. I mean, I don't know. He's bugging. He's bugging. But it was a successful road trip on the whole. They went 3-2. They played three playoff teams, potential playoff teams during that trip. They beat one of them. Successful road trip. Rico 3 said people are treating Grimes like Frank Ntilikina. Every year it's someone different with Knicks fans. I agree 100%. Every year there's somebody.
I was gonna say I agree with the back half. I don't know if Grimes is getting the Ntilikina treatment.
Yeah. Yeah, but every year it is somebody different. We're gonna find somebody to pick on every year. Right. And this year Grimes, but Grimes ain't, listen, he's shooting the ball well. I can't say that. 'Cause I think he's shooting about 40% from three or 42% from three, something like that. So he's, that's how it goes with Knicks fans, man. Somebody's going to be the scapegoat every single time you step out there on the floor. Somebody's the scapegoat. This year it happens to be Quentin Grimes. You know what I mean? Maybe, he makes it through this and comes out better on the other end, like Julius Randle. Right? Julius Randle made it through his time. Obviously Julius Randle did, he did his thing to make Knicks fans come at him.
Or like RJ Barrett.
Or RJ.
Because last year I felt like he got, it was his worst year as far as like reception from the fan base.
Yeah.
And he recovered from a good playoff. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's our, baptism by fire. You know what I'm saying? If you can make it through this, you deserve to be a Knick.
I mean, the history and the track record, I think it's a given. I think that's because you're gonna go through it once you're here as a player, regardless.
Right.
So it's got to be a time frame for you to figure it out and understand if you built for this or not. And
right.
If you're not, you won't last.
You won't last. You're gonna get out of here. If you're not built for it, you're gonna get out of here.
Either on your own or by force. You know what I mean?
Right. You know what I'm saying? You'll probably look and say, let me go to OKC, where they're gonna meet me at the plane, cheering my name with signs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Anthony D. Now, what's the call-in? Give me a second. I get it up there. Same call-in as usual. I don't have it. I should have it memorized, but I don't have it memorized. But let me put it up here for you. Let me see. Call-in number 516-362-5212. 516-362-5212. Call-in number. Right there. See what Anthony got to say. You know what I mean? Because he always got something to say. Got something to say. I don't know, man.
I mean, this is a good team.
Who?
The team we just faced, Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we can't be too reactive. They on a mission. They was playing well. We was playing well. We need a bounce back.
Yeah.
Let's
Knicks
get this next
8-6
one.
on the season. 6-4 in the last 10 games. 7th in the Eastern Conference. The Indiana Pacers are right now 7-5. They're 6th in the Eastern Conference, but at one point they were like 3rd. They're, maybe they're starting to, fall down the ladder a little bit. Cleveland is 7-6. They're 8th in the Eastern Conference. Orlando's 5th at 8-5. Still hanging in there.
Mm-hmm.
Normally around games, between games 20 and 25, those teams, if you're not good, you start falling out. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks have had a tough schedule. There's no doubt about it. They've had some games that they could have won and they lost and they didn't win. They've had a rough schedule. The back-to-backs, even this 5-game road trip, you know what I mean? Little bit of a tough schedule. So we'll see.
Minnesota Rondo said, "Thank you, Tony Crow. I'm assuming for giving Minnesota their credit for being a good team. You're welcome."
Yeah, good team. I didn't think they were going to be as good as they are, but they're a good team this year. AD, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling? Chilling, man. What's happening? How you feeling about this team right now? Haven't spoke to you in a while.
I can't hear him. I don't know if the chat can.
Oh, hold on. There you go. AD, what's popping with you? There you go. My bad, man. My bad.
Okay, that's all.
I had you muted. I wasn't sure
Tony
what you was gonna
Crow.
say, so I had you muted for a second.
Oh, okay. Trying to stifle the voice of the one true Knicks fan. Let me stop. Normally, I wouldn't call in for anything that's associated with the word loser, but I guess Knicks loser.
Oh man,
but this is a good team. You know what I'm saying? I saw some things, or I've been seeing some things, and I don't want to pick on Randall, but in particular with Randall, where he looks like he has gotten back a little bit of this bowling ball thing again. And when they're playing at their best and so forth, and they're just moving the ball, whether they're hitting the shot or not, it just works so much better. I'm like, sometimes I don't understand what's going through his head at those times to force the game when it's not necessary.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, Tibbs's offense, there's moments in this half-court situation where it just gets stagnant. And I'm like, guy, that's the problem right there. You have to find a way to call more purposeful plays that at least gets a shot that's not scattered. You see what I'm saying? That's not broken down. This one jumps, passes the ball, hopes to get the ball passed over to the other side. Like that's not going to sustain winning basketball. That's not what Denver did to win it all. It was always consistent focus between their two main stars. That's the only way you're going to win championship.
I don't know.
So
yeah, I mean, I hear you. All right, so what do you take from the Knicks right now after a pretty bad start to the season? The Knicks offense coming into the night was ranked 10th in the league. After a really bad start, what do you take from that?
I think they're right where they should be. I think they're right where they should be, but it's like I said before, it's just like there's just moments within the game, offensively where it just could be better. But they're right where they should be. This is a tough team.
Yeah, Minnesota.
This is a tough team. This is a physical team.
Yeah, real physical team. Tough, physical.
Yeah. But they
discipline.
ran up against they ran up against some boys that was just, I don't want to say Minnesota out physical us, tonight. Minnesota was just hitting everything in that third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They just was capitalizing. Whatever the Knicks did wrong, when they came down on the other side, they capitalized.
Yeah.
That shooting guard they got over there, he's just the real deal.
Oh, Anthony Edwards? Yeah.
Oh, my God. And that's what you want from your superstar. The first half, it was a bad first half. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
In the third quarter.
He's the truth, man. He's the truth. Ain't no two ways about it.
But I like the team. They're regular season so far. They look good.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch is playing well overall. They look good and so forth. This is not the kind of loss that makes me feel like there's more to come. More unsettlement to come because Minnesota's a good team.
Yeah. And this Knicks team, whenever they're not counted out right now, but they always seem to respond and rebound. Anytime they get, they were 2-4 to start the season, right? They're now, what's their record now? 8-6, right? So they go 6-2. So they go 6-2 over that time. Start the season 2-4. Then they go 6-2 to, get back on top of their record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a team that responds. They got some toughness to them.
Yeah, so like I said, this is a blip on the screen. This is just something to learn from when you see them again later on in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And, for other teams, that's going to be equally tough. The Bostons of the world,
right?
When you start really touching the Western teams and so forth. So, But that's all I wanted to chop in. Knicks fans, it's not the end of the world. It's just one loss and so forth.
No doubt.
I'm gonna keep my commentary to the other side because just the whole losers lounge feel.
Well, really, this was created so when the Knicks defeat a team, we do the losers lounge, and the losers lounge is really set up so that we read off the comments of the opposing team's fans when they lose.
Oh,
that's what the losers lounge is. But
I thought this is where Knicks fans came to suck their tears.
No. It's really where So basically, earlier we were reading off comments from Knicks fans and from Minnesota Timberwolves fans about the Knicks.
Okay, gotcha.
When like if we would have beat the Wolves tonight, we would have read off all Minnesota Timberwolves. We would have read off comments how they're mad, trade the coach, trade Anthony Edwards, all of that kind of stuff.
Two things that gives us a perspective of what other teams fans feel about our team. So a somewhat unbiased perspective. And then also Knicks fans go crazy every time there's a loss, right? Every game there's this like anarchy, the end of the world. So I kind of want to give a perspective of what other teams say when they lose, and see how similar it is, how they jump out the window and things of that nature. So
yeah.
Well, that's the nature of a sports fan, but Minnesota, y'all got something there.
Yeah, they do.
No
doubt.
Y'all really got something there. Y'all just got to figure it out with this Twin Tower situation because I don't see that working, for the long term.
Okay. Yeah.
But they got something there. They got some pieces.
Nah, they definitely do. No doubt. AD,
yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
All right. Salute, my brothers.
Right.
Hey.
Peace.
Y'all do good work. Knicks family for life.
And, if we would have won this game, Minnesota, Rondo probably wouldn't even be in the chat. He'd just be like, man, I'm done. But I'm glad Minnesota Rondo was in here. That's how it's supposed to be done. That's why we set it up too, so we can get some fans from the opposing team come in, just talk sports. Because I know last year he was probably hot. He was like, "Wow, why we trade for Rudy Gobert?" You know what I mean? Anyway, man. Finally, he said, "Finally, I'm 26. Never had a team like this, so I'm geeked." Yeah, 26. He probably didn't. They've been really not that good for a while since what? Well, since Tom
Western.
Thibodeau was there since Tom Thibodeau was there.
Yeah, I'd like to know your thoughts on Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, for real.
Call in, matter of fact, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Give him a couple minutes, maybe, if you got time soon.
Yeah, since Tom Thibodeau was there, that's the last time. After that, they were bad for a while. Then now, obviously, they got Anthony Edwards, and
when they go to the Western Conference Finals, I think that was the only success they had prior to Tibbs, right? I mean, well, that's the furthest they ever been.
Right. Yeah. He said, "I'd be here. I always pop out when we play the Knicks. I can't tune in every show like I used to, but I love your shows." No doubt about that. We appreciate that. This might be him calling right now. Call you live. Name where you from?
It's Rondo.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah, man, I had a call because, Tony was asking about my thoughts on Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I hate Thibodeau. Like, I truly feel Levine was about to take a turn.
Uh-huh.
Wiggins was about to take a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Rubio was coming into his own. Cat was balling. And he blew it up to bring in his guy. And then we ended up being nothing but memes for about 5 consecutive years. I hate him.
Oh, man. I mean, he did come in and blow it up, though, right? Brought in Jimmy Butler. But y'all got better, made the playoffs.
Yeah, but I didn't want us to just make the playoffs. Like, it was kind of like at what type of cost type of thing. Like, we made the playoffs, win against Houston, got smacked. Then the next year, Jimmy and them had a whole beef. It was like,
yeah.
And you probably feel like the playoffs was inevitable.
Yeah, especially like that year, the year before when we had Levine and he was giving the Kings 40. I was like, oh yeah, next year we gonna be legit because we just didn't know how to finish. And now this year, this team they actually know how to finish games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only about 15 games in, but like I said, I'm 26. I've never seen no team like this. My barber tell me all the time, 03, 04 is the closest team. I'm like, man, I wasn't watching back then.
Who was on? KG was on that team. Kevin Garnett.
KG, Sam Cassell.
Yeah.
Freewell.
Yeah.
That's the Western Conference Finals team.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we see if they can. Always a lot of talk. I was telling Tony earlier, if Minnesota's playing like this, there's always talk about Karl Anthony Towns being moved. He ain't going nowhere if they're playing like this.
Yeah, we got some money issues in the future, so I'm just trying to focus on right now.
Yeah. We'll see what they could do, man. I mean, 10-3, number 1 team in the Western Conference right now. Do you think they can keep playing at this clip?
I feel like we extremely hot right now, and when we play a back-to-back, when we played Golden State twice, and then we played a back-to-back against Phoenix, and we got smacked against Phoenix. I feel like those are the games where we got to find a third guy, which is kind of why I want y'all to throw Quickly over here, man. Like, go ahead, let me get my guy Quickly over here.
Yeah.
But other than us having to have a consistent third scorer, I do feel like this is the most legit team for the Wolves that I've ever seen.
Rondo, if you want Quickly, we gotta get McDaniels. I know you ain't giving Ant Edwards up, so we gotta get McDaniels. So we gotta get McDaniels.
McDaniels, right?
Nah, never mind.
See how quick negotiations end.
Yeah, nah. Anything starting 5 to Nas Reed, I'm cool.
I mean, that's the only thing.
Damn, you can't even get Nas Reed.
Word, we can't.
No, because listen. At the end of the year, if y'all want, we'll go ahead and throw y'all Rudy Gobert, man.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Go ahead and tell me. You go ahead and flip Mitch. Then go ahead and take Rudy Gobert off my hands, man. I'm cool with it.
This is a tough negotiation.
Make it 90 mil. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Rudy Gobert is good, but I ain't trying to pay him that money. Not when we got Mitch for the contract we got Mitch on.
Yeah, I'd rather swallow my pride and take Cat.
Yeah, and Mitch is. I know a lot of fans don't like Mitch, but the fact that his offensive rebounding compared to the way that we offensive rebound every night, I'm like, I'll take that over 30 other centers in the league. Like he getting y'all second possessions. We get 0 second possessions.
Yeah, Mitch's rebounding, his offensive rebounding is crazy. He's got to be the best offensive rebounder in the league right now, especially with Steven Adams out.
That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. But hey, Minnesota, Rondo, I appreciate you for calling in, man.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I mean? And you know, next time we I don't know when the next time we play, but we'll be doing obviously a game preview or whatever. You know, feel free to call in and join the show.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, man.
All right, appreciate it. Have a good one. Peace.
That's good. We need more call-ins from the opposing fans.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, Tony, I'm about to hit the sack, man. I got game 1 of the season tomorrow.
Good luck. First game, right?
First game of the season.
Knock it out the park, man.
Last year, on the first game of the season, we played this same team. We had 45 turnovers last year when we played them. 45 turnovers. We lost by 13. We should have lost by 40.
I was gonna say that ain't bad.
You know what I mean? Should have lost by 40. We lost by 13. 45 turnovers. Like I told them, now we definitely can't repeat that tomorrow. We don't gotta win the game. It's just the starting point. You know, we're gonna go day by day, get better every day. You know, get better every practice, get better every game. You know, I told them, you know, don't get too high, don't get too low. You know what I'm saying? This is just the beginning. You know, where we start today is not where we're going to be in March when it's playoff time. You know, but
do you have any say in your schedule? Like you picked that game? You picked that?
Actually, I didn't pick this game. The athletic director picked this game. Right? We had our first game starting on October the 28th. That was our first game. A home game. That was going to be our first game of the season. And then he said, hey, we got this game on the 21st. Now, I was already like, man, it's going to be kind of close. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I just knew we wasn't going to have everything in time. So, you know, we did the best we could. We keeping it super basic. You know what I'm saying? We don't got nothing special. We're just going super duper basic and then going from there. Because we got, you know, a bunch of new players anyway. So we got to figure some things out, who can do what. But, you know, it should be a good game. Should be a good game. We'll see. We better not have 45 turnovers, though. I'll tell you that. We better not have 45 turnovers. I gave him a quiz today. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we get a scouting report on each team we're going to play. So I gave him the scouting report on Saturday, and I told him, you got a quiz Monday, and for every wrong answer is one suicide. You know what I mean? 10 question quiz. Some multiple choice, some of them they just got, you know, couple of words fill out the answer.
And tell them every turnover you get a suicide. I bet you they don't get I bet you they don't have 45 of them joints. I bet you that.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
nah, enjoy the game, man. Good luck. You know what I mean? Don't be too hard on them. It's early. You know what I mean?
But I got to be hard on them early.
That's
so
true.
I can be easier later.
That's true.
What I mean?
That's true.
'cause, we took and we all the strategy we want to use tomorrow. We practiced it the entire practice. I know they're not going to execute it the best because we're young. I got one senior. Everybody else is sophomore and younger. I got 2 8th graders on the team, and then a few 9th graders, a couple of sophomore, and 1 senior. So we're really young. We got a lot of learning to do.
No doubt.
Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate the time. We'll go grab something to eat, hit this sack so I can get up tomorrow and be ready to go.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, Sim, as always, man. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Blackest Time.
Now, we out of here. Peace.